Hello. This may be a really long video, and I don't know how long this is going to take to upload because of late I've had quite a bit of trouble uploading the videos. But anyway, let's see how long this one takes. Um, somebody once said, one of you will have to look it up on the internet and see exactly who said it, but somebody once said that newspapers are the first draft of history. That's what was said. And so I have always been very interested in collecting newspapers on important dates. Yes, that sort of chronicle or report on very important events. And this is something that I actually began doing, I think, in 1984. The oldest newspaper that I have is that of 1st November 1984, which was the day after the then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi was assassinated. I have also the newspaper of the day on which Rajiv Gandhi was assassinated. So I have these newspapers, and 10 years ago, I bought 16 newspapers that marked the victory of Mamata Banerjee when she became the prime minister, the chief minister of West Bengal for the first time. So now that she has become the chief minister of West Bengal for the third time, I thought that maybe this is a good opportunity to try and see what the newspapers looked at and what the newspapers looked like at that time. So I've got two sets of newspapers with me over here. I have got a set of newspapers that I'm not going to spend too much time on because there isn't anything terribly remarkable that I find in them. But then there are these other newspapers that I want to spend some time on. So here goes. These newspapers are not arranged in any alphabetical order. So I'm just going to show you the headlines and the front pages of the newspaper. So coming up first is the copy of the Statesman, which was published on 14th of May, which was a Saturday, 2012. So there you have it. That's what it says. Yeah. So the party's over. And so that is it. I am not going to spend too much time. I will just simply say that something that they do, which is very useful for us to remember, is that the CPM had won 231 seats in the 1977 election. And in the 2006 the election, the CPM had won 235 seats, and Trinamool had won, guess how many? Trinamool had become a party, of course, on 1st of January. It was registered as a party on the 1st of January 1998. So guess how many seats Trinamool got in the 2006 general, legislative assembly elections? 30 seats. 30. And in 2011, Trinamool, along with Congress actually got 42 seats. Trinamool itself got 185 seats, and Left Front, of course, famously got 62 seats, out of which CPIM got 41. So this is all a matter of public record. There you have it. Okay. I'm just going to go very, very quickly. This is going to be like a newspaper review from 10 years ago. We have the Hindu. Wait. So you have the Hindu over there. Yeah. Mamta makes history. Storms left Bastion. Also, in that same at the same time, of course, in Tamil Nadu, Jayalalitha had won. So Mamta Banerjee and Jayalalitha, they both won from their respective states, taking up the total number of women chief ministers to 4. Because in Uttar Pradesh, Mayawati was there, the chief minister, and in Delhi, it was Sheila Dikshit. So therefore, Mamata Banerjee took the count till 4. 10 years later, it's just one, just Mamata Banerjee. I don't know whether these newspapers are published anymore or not, but here is Shokal Bela, Bangla Momotar, yeah. Then you have Shobhumi, Again, I don't know whether these newspapers are published anymore or not. Mohakaran Momotar. Then you have News Bangla. Tini Parlen. So there you have that. Prottahi Khobor. Obosheshe Palabodol. I don't know whether I'm holding it properly or not, but anyway, there you go. Ajkal Khomotaye Momota. You can see it like that. Maybe it's easier to say. Yeah. সংবাদ প্রতিদিন বাংলা মমতারি. There you have it. Bortoman, finally. I'm so angry with myself that I didn't buy that day's copy of the left-leaning newspapers, but like Kalantor. I don't know why I didn't buy them, or indeed Ganashakti. But anyway, my mistake, and it can't be. I did buy a copy of Ganashakti this time though, absolutely, when CPM won 0 seats. So I have that. Bortoman Bangla Momotar. Okay, so these are the ones that I just showed you the front pages of. Now I am going to look into the inside pages because these are the really interesting ones, and these are arranged alphabetically. So therefore, we begin with Anandabazar Potrika, Bam Biday. And so the reason why I chose this is because it just has the most extraordinary pictures inside. I also quite like the rather poetic the sort of headline that is there in one of the inside pages, Lal Shudhu Moidaner Krishnachura. It's typically sort of Anandabazar, very sort of poetic, right? So Lal Shudhu Moidaner Krishnachura, which basically translates as the only place in Kolkata, the only place where you can find red right now are the Krishnachura trees at the Moidan. Be that as it may, I am actually going to, what is it that I wanted you to see? Oh yes. So this, I think, is really rather spectacular. They did this sort of a center spread with pictures taken from her life. And there are two important pictures that, I don't know whether you can see it, but there are two important pictures that I would want you to focus on. One is the picture of the attack that was staged on her 16th of August 1990 when basically CPM tried to kill her. And there is photographic evidence of that. There is photographic proof of that. So we have that proof with us now. And the second was in 1993 on the 7th of January when Mamata Banerjee was there at the Writers' Building with somebody, a deaf-mute woman had been raped in Nodia. And then she had taken this lady to Writers' Building and she was pushed out. The police came and removed her from the Writers' Building. And she had said on that day that one day I shall return to the Writers' Building with my head held high. Well, history has proven her to be correct. Anyway, so here is the extraordinary center spread. I don't know whether the camera is going to give give you the full view or not, but there you have it. It's an extraordinary picture. So here is the picture of her being attacked, right? So this is the picture of her being attacked, and here is the picture there. So there is the picture of her sitting at Writers' Building with the lady who had been raped and she wanted justice. Okay. So quite an extraordinary center spread there. Asian Age next. Bengal mutinies. Why is it that I picked up this paper? I'm wondering. So let me see there must be something remarkable in one of the inside pages over here, but I'll just give me a moment while I figure out what is it that I wanted you to see. Oh yes. So obviously, Mamata Banerjee is very often associated with Durga. And the Asian Age was one of the papers that absolutely made no bones about the fact. So there you have it. So she's represented over here as Durga. And so this is what's happening 10 years ago. I think there is nothing else that is particularly remarkable here. Okay, we move on to Bengal. Is the Bengal Post still published? I don't know. I'm not terribly sure whether the Bengal Post is published anymore. I think it isn't. I think it folded fairly quickly. But I'm perfectly willing to be corrected on that count. What is it that I wanted you to see here? Quite apart from the usual coverage of the left being vanquished and everything, I think again, so there are some really old pictures of Mamata Banerjee, which you've already seen. Again, this really fantastic sort of center spread. Really huge center spread over here. I don't know whether you can see it properly. I don't think I'll be able to do justice to this. There's a lot of stuff over here. Yeah? So there you have it. It is really fantastic. But there's something else that I think I wanted you to see. I'm just trying to figure out what that is. No, I think that is it. I think that is it. Just the center spread that I wanted you to see. Anyway, so that's the Bengal Post. You've got the Hindustan Times. Yes, Hindustan Times is actually very interesting, because Hindustan Times also, quite apart from calling it the Green Revolution and having this rather sort of humiliating picture of Buddhadev Bhattacharya with his hand on his forehead, there is something very remarkable that is happening inside. So what we find over here is that M.F. Hussain, one of M.F. Hussain's drawings is published in the Hindustan Times, which I am going to show you. I have already posted it on my Instagram profile, but those of you who are not on Instagram, this is the M.F. Hussain drawing. Let me hold it properly for you. There you have it. So here is the M.F. Hussain drawing that I wanted you to see. And is there anything else at all? No, I think the rest of it is, all the papers are completely full of the chronology of the left government from 1977 onwards, and the chronology of Mamata Banerjee's life from her birth in 1955. So from 1977 is when the Left Front movement, the Left Front sort of rule in Bengal begins, and 1955 is when Mamata Banerjee is born. So what does it, she was probably in her 20s, right? So she was probably 22 when the Left Front government began. The Indian Express, Bengal makes her story. And the reason why I think I am choosing the Indian Express, let me see, is, what is it that I wanted you to see? Oh, yes. Oh, this is actually very interesting. Senior BJP leader Sushma Swaraj, along with JDU President Sharad Yadav, offering juice to Rajnath Singh to end his one-day fast in support of agitating farmers. Oh, so there was a time, I'm going to show you the picture. There was a time when BJP used to agitate for the farmers. Wow. That is interesting, isn't it? BJP agitating for the farmers. That is so interesting. Okay. The usual, the rest is just usual, so I'm not going to spend too much time on that. And we move on very quickly to the Telegraph. Now, the Telegraph did something remarkable. This is what the front page looks like. I'm going to hold it up very far. Historic Thunder. Do you see what they did there? They actually brought the masthead down to the bottom of the front page. Remarkable. So they brought the masthead down to the bottom of the front page, and that's what it looked like. Historic thunder. Now, obviously, this is a reference. I mean, the headline, as you very well know, is a reference to the historic blunder. We know how that happened. So there was a possibility at one point that Jyoti Basu might become the Prime Minister of India, and the CPM didn't allow that to happen. So therefore, that has gone down in history as the historic blunder. And the Telegraph called Mamata Banerjee's victory in 2011 the historic thunder. So there are, of course, pages after pages of coverage, which I am not going to go into the detail of. But what I will do, therefore, is actually very quickly. I mean, there used to be this center spread with lots of pictures of Mamata Banerjee as well. I don't know where that has gone. But be that as it may, I shall, or maybe that was actually in the. Maybe that was in a different paper. It's quite possible. Yeah, it's probably in a different paper. Anyway, so there you have it. So that's the Telegraph. Moving on, I would want you to take a look at, let me just see if it's here. It can't possibly be, but I'll just give it a try. No. Nope, no, it isn't here. Okay. So moving on very quickly to the last newspaper that I have to show you over here, the Times of India. Didi blasts front door. And what I wanted you to see, so there are lots of, lots of pictures of Mamata Banerjee from the time when she was a very young woman starting out. And again, lots of pictures over here of Mamata Banerjee when she was young. I'm just going to hold that up for you. Really remarkable. So there you have it. And so there is a detailed account over here about the attack that was made on her on 16th of August 1990. So there is I'm doing this very clumsily now. There you have it. So there is a detailed account of the attack on her. Okay. So with that, there are a couple of other things that I wanted to show you that that I think I may have missed, but I think there is something in the Asian Age, or is it the Indian Express? I think it's probably the Indian Express. Something that I wanted you to see. It's a really remarkable picture. So I'll just, it actually is a picture of Mamata Banerjee with her nephew, who is now widely credited as having scripted this particular victory. There you have it. This is a remarkable image. There you have it. That's she with her nephew. This picture, as you can see, was taken in 1998, ahead of the Lok Sabha elections. 1998, of course, as you know, is the year in which Trinamool was founded. Okay, there you have it. So I just wanted to share some old newspapers with you. I hope you enjoyed it, and we are going to hopefully have a slightly less political, if that is possible, video from me the next time. You take care, and I'm going to see all of you again very soon.